Good evening, everybody. This is Bill Bostic with Linglestown Gazette Live, a special event, not a special event, a special edition of this podcast. It's usually on Sundays at 8 p.m. But hey, today was a big day on a number of fronts in Lower Paxton Township, and I thought I'd jump on here and give you a quick rundown. It was actually my first day not working a job. I did retire Saturday evening was when I finished things up. So first day away from a job, and with Linglestown Gazette, a big day. So here's what I found out today. First, I guess the first thing would be, how'd you make out with the snow and all the shoveling? Do you realize that as far as a 9, 10, 11-inch snow, whatever it was at your place, this is the first time since, I believe, December of 2020 that we had that kind of a snow. We've had a long stretch without having any major snowfalls. And I peered out my front window this morning, wondering what was I gonna find, right along the curb line at the end of my driveway, and it looked like someone had shoveled it. But when I got out there, this is what I found. And before we go there, let me just say that this particular show is sponsored by Blue Line Pools and Outdoor Living. Hey, if you're thinking about doing something with a pool or patio, some sort of recreational area in your backyard, maybe a place where you can have some meals and picnics underneath a little pavilion, these are the people you want to talk to. They're right here in Linglestown on North Mountain Road, and they'll do a great job with you and work on your project. Jason Myers is the owner, and getting to know him, and it looks like he's a really good guy to work with when it comes with these backyard projects. But here's what I found when I went out front of my place. About, I don't know, 4 feet or so of leftovers from when the snowplow went through, and I quickly took a picture and put it up on my personal Facebook page, saying that it would have been nice if the snowplow operator had gotten a little closer to the curb and made my work a little bit easier. And a little bit while later, that's it. I did create a space there for one car, but a couple of people got in touch with me, and I found out that the reason why they don't go right up against a curb is it can mess up the mailboxes. If you get too close and that snow gets thrown towards the mailbox, it can crush them or push them over. So that's why they don't do it. And I also got to thinking about what it's like to be a snowplow driver in Lower Paxton Township. And you probably don't know this, but whenever they start plowing snow in our township, there's like 400 to 500 lane miles that they have to do within our township. They do some cooperative work for PennDOT. They do some of the work that on state roads. So when you add it all up, it's 400 to 500 lane miles, because you go down one side of the street and you have to come back the other. So it's double. It's not just one pass. They got to do multiple passes. So I think overall, I mean, I'm sure there's cases when you have 400 or 500 miles of driving to do in the course of a few hours. There's going to be some things that don't go quite right. But overall, I think our township crews do a great job. I want to thank them for that. So that, as far as the snow, that's one thing. But also today we had an incident in the square that got a lot of attention on the internet. Throw that up here. This is a tractor trailer that blocked the roundabout sometime midday, and it may have been there for a while. If anyone knows exactly what they had to do to extract this tractor trailer from the roundabout in the square, this tractor trailer is actually heading west, and they're just entering the roundabout. I'm not sure what happened. He's not in the roundabout. It's like at the entrance of the roundabout, something went amiss and blocked traffic. And this is just one sign, folks, that we have these big digital billboards up on Route 39 and one on North Mountain Road, that those billboards and eventually permanent signs are not going to keep all the tractor trailers out. I mean, it's not a permanent solution. They're going to get in there. And by the way, you can make comments here on this show, and I'll be taking a look at them if you do make any comments in the next few minutes. And just looking at comments, I had one friend send me a message, and it was talked about last summer as well. Potentially one of the best things that can happen beyond getting updated signs, bigger signs, ones that don't have as many words, because apparently a lot of the tractor trailer drivers do not speak English and can't read English. So many of the signs don't work. But I think the new signs out on the roads coming into Linglestown will be more pictorial versus all the verbiage that's there now. There's no pictures or graphics or anything. It's just all words. So I think they're going to be different. But nevertheless, the signs aren't going to keep everyone out. The thing that may enhance the ability to keep these tractor trailers out of the village is enforcement, increased enforcement. I believe, now I haven't talked recently to the Bureau of Police here in the township, but based on what I learned over the summer is that, we have at best spot enforcement. They don't have anyone dedicated to the village. I mean, occasionally they take a look at it. So whether we can get more enforcement, more police officers in there taking a look at what's going on, we'll see. But whenever there is a situation where a tractor trailer gets in there illegally, I believe they primarily do warnings, trying to educate drivers as to what's going on. If they actually ticketed them and there's some money being lost and word gets out among the truckers, that may help us keep some out as well. So that's an issue that needs to be looked at. Most of the talk over the summer was about the signs, or they call it these days signage. So getting some better enforcement, or a higher level of enforcement, and some tickets being issued instead of warnings. I mean, that's something that the community can talk to the police about during supervisors meetings, or maybe set up a meeting with Mr. Koshiba, who runs the operation, and look at that. Let's see. And one other note about, I'll put up this picture again. I had a friend send it to me, right? I put it up on the internet, and here it is. This picture there's been how many views? 162,000 views of this thing. I mean, and most of them aren't people in our local area. Somehow Facebook sent this thing out wide and far. 162,000 people viewed it. There were 305 comments, 16,000 engagements. That's when someone clicks thumbs up or thumbs down or whatever it may be, or they make a comment or they share it. 16,000 of those. Crazy what the algorithm does on Facebook. So I don't understand why that happened, but that's the results I just saw before coming on the air here. Get back to the comments. No comments yet. Okay. One other quick note, just a few other things. Pen Waste, if you haven't heard, is not going to be in business in Lower Paxton Township tomorrow, the 27th. So they resume operation on Wednesday. So if you have Wednesday's your day, that's when you put your trash out. Monday and Tuesday customers, like I'm a Monday customer, they're gonna actually take additional trash next week if you're a Monday or Tuesday. Now, one of the followers of Linglestown Gazette said that what that means is, per the township, that you'll be able to put some bags or whatever outside your bin. And I wouldn't take that as being the truth at this point. I want to talk to the township tomorrow. I learned about this too late in the day to make the call, whether in fact they will pick it up, because they're using these mechanized trucks. The driver, they don't have anyone in the back of these trucks throwing stuff in the in the trash truck. So if you put stuff outside the bin, they can't pick it up. So I have some questions as to whether putting additional bags on the side of your bin is going to work. So watch Linglestown Gazette tomorrow with an update. I'll call the township and find out and put it on Linglestown Gazette. I do have a correction from Sunday night's show. I talked with Anthony Cristillo during the icebreaker about Lower Paxton Township having 2 active farms. Well, I heard from another farmer in the township, Eric Kessler. Many of you know Eric. He lives on the east side of Linglestown. He operates what's called the Running Pump Farm. I believe that's the name of it. It's been in operation for over 300 years, is what he told me. There's actually something on the Lower Paxton Township Historical Commission YouTube page of a presentation he did a few years ago about the history of that property. And what they farm is hay. They're a hay farm. And currently all the hay is being purchased by a mushroom growing operation. Eric told me that there was a horse racing track that bought it, but they didn't want to pay the price, so he found another customer for all his hay. So we have 3 that I know, 3 farms in Lower Paxton Township, believe it or not, that are operating. The last thing, a little bit of a controversy. There was something on the internet. It wasn't on Penn Live, but somewhere on the internet, there was a website saying that in the Linglestown area, in the immediate Linglestown area, there was some sort of Amish deli that had opened up. And I believe it was on the social media platform Nextdoor. I saw some chatter about people actually went out looking for it and couldn't find it. Well, I was eating my lunch this afternoon, and I got a call from Sue Glider. If you're a Penn Live reader, PennLive.com or the Patriot News, she does a lot of work with restaurants and eateries and different things that are happening in that space around the Harrisburg area. And she was trying to track down what was going on there. She found out that was an AI, artificial intelligence story. It was not true. So I guess the search for this Amish deli that had some great food apparently is off. Got a note from Ronald Snyder. It says, if we get the snow on Sunday, they probably won't pick it up next week. Okay. I'm wondering, I didn't see that forecast, so I'm wondering what's going on there with chatter about snow on Sunday. So yeah, no Amish deli in the Linglestown area, unfortunately, based on what Sue Glider told me. So that's the wrap up this evening. I had quite a few things here, and just wanted to see how many people showed up. There's people watching it, so that's great. I may do this from time to time instead of punching things out and putting them on Facebook. I can actually take what I'm doing now, break it up into little segments and put it out there. I may do that if I have time the balance of the week. So for those of you who showed up live, thanks for watching. I'll be back on Sunday evening, 8 o'clock for the regular version of our Linglestown Gazette Live, sponsored by Blue Line Pools and Outdoor Living. And a final note, I will also co-host what's called the This and That, the podcast. We're probably up to something like 40 episodes. And next week we have 2 shows. I work with Joe Gilloway on February 3rd. That's Tuesday. We're going to be talking to a couple Central Dauphin School Board members about what's going on in the, as far as they're talking about adding on to schools, maybe building a new school, just finding out what's happening on the school scene. Right now the school district's converting former office spaces for the full-time kindergarten program. So what else is happening, especially with some new development on the way here in Lower Paxton Township and another, I think it may be a condo complex or something going on near Dauphin, a borough of Dauphin. We'll hear from them on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. And then the other This and That, the podcast episode, will be Thursday. I'm looking forward to this one. We're going to be talking to WHP TV 21 weatherman Tom Russell. So, Tom's a man about town. He hosts a lot of community events. He's very active on Facebook. I'm one of his friends, and I interact with him, asking for weather questions. We find out what's happening with his Seattle Seahawks, which I guess have qualified to play in the Super Bowl. So he's very happy about that. And so that's going to be Thursday, 7 o'clock. We'll be talking to Tom Russell. So have a good evening, the rest of the evening, and we'll see you Sunday. Take care.